Hello everyone, this is Manish here from Automation Code Lab. So today we are going to take various concepts in Python. So let us start with the decorator concept. So what exactly is decorator? So decorator is nothing but these are functions that modify the functionality of another function. So they basically allow you to add functionality to the existing function dynamically. Okay, so we'll see an example for the respective program as you can see in my screen. So if we understand the implementation, so what are we exactly doing initially is we are importing the time module to measure the execution time, and we are defining a decorator function name as measure time over here. Okay, and that takes function as a respective input as an argument, and inside the measure function we have defined a nested function wrapper, as you can see, which has two parameters. One is the arbitrary positional and second is the keyword argument. So if you see star star KWARGS, it means keyword arguments. Okay, and within the wrapper function what we do is we are recording the start time using time. Okay, this will record the respective time as the start time. Okay, just after the function call, and then we are calculating the duration by subtracting the start time minus the end time. Okay, so that is what we are doing. So if you see, the result is equal to function of the arguments of kr. So basically it is what it is going to do, it is again going to call the respective function, and then what we doing is we are printing the execution time of the function, and we return the original result of the function call. Okay, so finally what we are doing is we are applying the measure time decorator to the calculate sum function using the at the rate, as you can see over here. Okay, so when we call the calculate sum function with an argument, for example, as you can see, the big value that we are passing over here, it is around 10 lakh. Okay, so the decorator measures the time taken to execute the function and prints the duration. The result of the function is the outcome, as you can see, the sum. Okay, so what is this function going to do? This function is measuring the time. Okay, so here if you see how exactly it goes ahead, so if I just give you, if I run this code, as you can see the amount of time it took for it to execute. Okay, so guys, as you can see in my code, what it how exactly it goes is we are going to call the respective calculate sum method. So in this case, calculate sum method, we are giving this value n. So we are passing this n value here, and this is going to return the sum of all these methods. So here, the measure time function is going to get called by the respective parameters, and it will return the wrapper value, and then it will go ahead. So if I just quickly debug and show it to you, okay. So you can see my current wrapper. What am I returning? When the function call happens, right, we are going to return the respective values over here. So and then while returning the wrapper, it again goes back inside. So I'll just continue here to get the start time. As you can see, my argument is 10 lakh. Okay, then I continue ahead for the next value. If the function call goes, and in the function call, what it does, it calculates the sum. So you're passing the calculate sum as the function, right? So this is the function that is going to get passed now. So inside the function call, it will go ahead and print the sum. So the print result is this much, and we are stopping the end time, and we are calculating the duration took, for example, 17 seconds. It will go ahead and print the respective outcome. So this is what the program is all about. So decorator is the similar way where what it does, it is just going to basically call the function inside a function in a so basically that is how decorators work. Okay, now let us understand iterators. Okay, guys, as you can see, iterators are objects that allow you to iterate over a sequence, and they implement the iter and the next methods. Okay, so for example, if you can see the even numbers, in this case, this is a constructor for that respective number which is taking limit as a input. Okay, and we are assigning the limit and defining the current attribute of it as 0. Okay, now let's see from here. So even numbers is even numbers of 10. So we are calling the function as 10 over here. Okay, so it is going to go ahead. So constructor is going to get called, and so basically it is going to iterate between all the respective numbers, and then it will continue to print the respective outcome for us. So as we can see that we have basically three methods: init, iter, and next over here defined for us. Okay, guys. So what happens is that init is going to take one argument limit, and which is represent the maximum number of elements to generate. Okay, and inside limit, the limit is assigned to the self attribute, self dot limit and self dot current, as you can see, and self dot current we have assigned initialized to 0. And if you see the iter method, right, iter method is just going to is called when the iter function we are going to call. Okay, so in this program, when the for loop is initialized, so Python implicitly calls the iter for the even numbers. Okay, and then the iter method simply returns the self, indicating the objects as an iterator. And the next method that you see, it is just going to iterate to the next sequence element. So inside next, it first checks the current element, which is less than the self element. If the self current is less than the self limit, as you can see over here in this condition, if it is self current is less than the self limit, what are we doing is, guys, we are returning the updated value. Okay, and if self current exceeds the self dot limit, it raises the stop iteration exception to the signal to end the iteration. Okay, and if you see the for loop that we have, after the even numbers object is created, it is used for a for loop. So during each iteration of the for loop, Python calls the next method to iterate to the next element. So the loop continues until the stop iteration is done. So basically it will keep on iterating the respective iteration for the respective numbers till 10. As you can see, it is going to print all the even numbers till 10. So that is how the next is basically iterate through all the respective values. Okay, so I hope you guys are clear with the iterator concept. Now let us go ahead with the generator concept. Okay, so 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 in the given program, as you can see, what are we doing is we have defined a function known as square generator. Okay, this function takes one argument as n, which represents the number of iterations for the generator to produce, and inside the function there is a for loop that we are iterating from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, and during each iteration it calculates the square of the current number I and yields the result. So yield is a keyword that we have in Python, which is going to basically yield a respective result. So generator object creation happens whenever we are, what are we going to do? Gen is equal to square generator of 5. So what it is going to do, after defining the generator function that we have, the program is going to create a generator object by calling the square generator of 5 here. Okay, so this call initializes the generator with n is equal to 5, means it will produce square for numbers from 0 to 4. And as in the iteration, you see what are we doing is, for each iteration, for each loop, we are yielding the respective values for each value, for each iteration, and that is how it is going to go ahead until the yields are exhausted, and that is what it is going to print all the square numbers from 0 to 4. So that is what generators do. I hope you guys are clear, as you can see the respective output below. So I think that's it for the today's session, guys. I hope this was quite fruitful. See you in the further session. And if you really like the video, please go ahead to subscribe my channel and like the video, share it with your friends, and please comment for any doubts or topics that you want me to cover. Thank you. Have a great day ahead. Bye.